look around you, not at the walls or the screen, but at the gaps between them. The air, the space between your hands. We've been taught to call this nothing, a harmless silent void. A stage where the real actors, stars, planets, and people play their parts. But what if I told you that nothing is the most dangerous thing in the universe? What if the void isn't empty, but under immense, invisible pressure? Imagine a balloon stretched so thin it's transparent. It looks like there's nothing there, but the tension is catastrophic. Physics suggests we are living inside that tension. Every atom of your body, every memory you hold, and every star in the sky is currently resting on a foundation that is fundamentally unstable. We are floating on a surface that wants to break, and if it does, the universe doesn't just end. It deletes itself, faster than the speed of light, without a second of warning. For centuries, we treated space like a container. If you took all the atoms out of a box, you'd have a vacuum, zero energy, absolute silence. But as we peered deeper into the mathematics of the subatomic world, the vacuum started to scream. In the 20th century, quantum mechanics pulled back the curtain, revealing that empty space is actually a boiling ocean of activity. This is the quantum foam. At the smallest possible scale, particles are popping into and out of existence constantly. They borrow energy from the universe, exist for a trillionth of a second, and then vanish. Space is never truly empty. It is a chaotic, vibrating lattice of energy fields. Think of it like a crowded room where everyone is whispering. You can't hear a single word, so you call it quiet. But the energy is there. The potential is there. And in the heart of this quiet lies a terrifying realization. The energy level of our vacuum might be wrong. In physics, everything seeks its lowest energy state. A ball at the top of a hill wants to roll down to the valley. It's stable there. But what if our universe is a ball that got stuck on a ledge halfway down the mountain? This is the concept of the false vacuum. Our universe appears stable. The laws of physics work. Gravity holds us down, light travels at its constant speed. But some calculations suggest that the Higgs Field, the invisible force that gives all matter its mass, is not at its lowest energy state. It is me. Tasteable. It's like a house built on a sinkhole that hasn't collapsed yet. We've been living in this house for 13.8 billion years. So we've assumed the ground is solid, we've decorated the rooms, we've tracked the stars, and we've built civilizations. But the edge we are sitting on is a fluke of cosmic history. Deep below us is the true valley, the true vacuum. This is a state of space where the energy is lower. And the laws of physics are entirely different. The danger isn't a meteor or a supernova. Those are events within the system. The danger is the system itself resetting. If a single point in space tunnels through that energy barrier and falls into the true vacuum, it would trigger a chain reaction that would rewrite reality at its most fundamental level. Imagine a drop of ink hitting a glass of water, or a bubble forming in a pot of boiling water. If a vacuum decay event begins, a bubble of true vacuum would expand outward at the speed of light. Inside this bubble, the laws of physics are rewritten. The Higgs field changes. In an instant, the forces that hold your atoms together would cease to exist. Electrons would no longer orbit nuclei. Mass would change. Chi, mystery, would become impossible. As the wall of this bubble hits the Earth, we wouldn't see it coming. We wouldn't feel it. 1 microsecond you are drinking coffee, the next, the very concept of an atom no longer applies to your body. The Earth would be incinerated not by fire, but by the sudden evaporation of its physical properties. The sun would be snuffed out. The galaxy would be erased. And because this bubble expands at the speed of light, there is no watching it happen from a distance. There is no cosmic warning system. We are essentially walking through a minefield where the mines are woven into the fabric of space itself. The most haunting part of this isn't just the destruction, it's the insignificance. In a traditional apocalypse, an asteroid impact or the death of the sun, the universe continues. The stars keep burning. The story goes on without us. But vacuum decay is a system-wide delete. It is the ultimate cosmic Alt F4. It suggests that our entire history, every war fought, every song written, every species that has ever evolved across the billions of galaxies is an accidental byproduct of a temporary state of nothing. We are living in a glitch, we find. Comfort in the permanence of the stars. We look up to feel small, but also to feel like we belong to something ancient and enduring. Physics tells us that the ancient part is true, but the enduring part might be a lie. The void we find so beautiful is actually a coiled spring, holding back a level of energy that would find our existence to be an error in the code. We are guests in a reality that doesn't yet know it's about to be replaced. So, should you be afraid? Statistically, the universe has remained in this false vacuum state for billions of years. The ledge seems sturdy, but the math doesn't lie. The possibility exists. It forces us to look at nothing differently. When you look at the dark patches between the stars tonight, don't just see a vacuum, see a frontier. See a mystery that we are only just beginning to decode. We live on the surface of a miracle, supported by a vacuum that is surprisingly fragile. Perhaps that makes the present moment more valuable, because we aren't just living in a universe, we are living in a window of time where the laws of physics allow us to exist, and that window could close as quietly as it opened. In the end, the most terrifying thing about the void isn't that it's empty. It's that it might decide at any moment to finally become something else. And in that new world, there is no room for us.